Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So things have been really crazy at my house and my life lately. We have kind of like a lot going on. I just went to like a substitute teacher training this morning, so that I can start, working. We got back from the shore like I think last Sunday, so like about 2 weeks ago. And then also like this is basically what started the craziness that is now happening in our house is we got our oil like budget plan for the year. And honestly, the fact that they even call it a budget is like ridiculous. But we got the budget plan for like 2022 to 23, and it's honestly like it's insane. So it was $554 a month, and like we usually do that over a 12-month period and not a 10-month period like they offer both. But sorry, let me get more situated. We usually need to spread it out a little further. But so like Wednesday, today's Thursday. So today is like July 28th. Yesterday was my parents' anniversary. Anyway, so Tuesday night, I think, we got the paperwork, and I was like, I don't even want to see that, like joking as my husband was opening it. And then he's like, 554, oh my god. And I'm like, oh my god, like there's no way that we could possibly pay that. Like we're one income family, like I don't know, even if I had a full-time job, like that's insane. Like it's an insane amount of money. So on Wednesday, then I posted on like local mom groups, like my local regional area community group. Does anyone have any information about transferring their oil heated home to electric or gas? Gas heat, because we have baseboard electric that is run by the oil, whatever, the water heater or whatever, right? So our house is old. It's like it was built in like 1930, so it's like, if not 100 years old, it's almost 100 years old. It's really poorly insulated. We did add a lot of insulation last year. I don't know why I always feel like it gets uneven. But still, like like we have little kids. Like I said to my husband, well, we'll just need to keep it cold. Like like we're gonna have to bundle up. But then my husband like jokingly said like, oh, well, why don't we just move in with my parents? And I'm like, no, like that's ridiculous. I'm not gonna do that. But then of course that night we couldn't sleep. This is bothering me. So we couldn't sleep because we're stressed out, and he's been having like some health issues lately, mainly due to stress. We know that my Crohn's only gets worse with stress. So he came home yesterday and was like, like, I know I said that to you like jokingly last night, but like honestly I've been thinking about it all day, and like I honestly had too. Like as much as like you don't want to give up your own home, it's like it's not gonna be affordable for people to live in their houses anymore. Like our neighbor said that his buddy's like a guy that works in the oil industry, and he's like people are gonna freeze this winter. And like as much as we like our house and everything, like it's definitely not big enough. We bought it with intentions of it being like a starter home. I told my husband like I didn't want to ever buy a house again with him because he's a pain in the ass. But honestly, like now we're completely outgrowing it. Like we have the attic as like the office, and then the basement is like the kids' playroom, which like it's like not a dungeon basement like my parents with a dirt floor, but it's, you know, it's not like a nice basement with like finished basement and everything. So he came home last night and he's like, why don't we just do this? Like, it's gonna afford us to be able to not worry. You know, I still owe like, I don't know, a lot of money on my student loans, like probably 40 grand still. And the only way that I'm gonna get rid of that is either by dying, which obviously we don't want that to happen, or by paying it off. And because it's private, so it doesn't matter what I do, basically I'm gonna need to pay it. And like we've been paying it throughout this. I think that I did like the forbearance like during the first initial period of COVID, or maybe after the first 6 months of COVID or something. But after that, like we've been paying it. Like our house is, you know, it's not big. It's only 1,400 square feet. We knew that we wanted something bigger eventually. And we just kind of feel like, I said to my husband, like, it's almost like when you're in a relationship with someone and you know they're gonna break up with you. So you break up with them first. Like, we don't want to get to the point where like we're gonna lose our house because we can't afford to heat it. So we feel like, why don't we sell it? The market is up. We'll make a decent amount of money off of it. Hopefully, knock on wood. And hopefully then I can pay off my student loans. He can pay off his truck loan. We can build his business. You know, I can start subbing because my mother-in-law is home. I feel like I have something on my teeth. So that kind of frees up the ability for me to get a job regardless of how much money I'm gonna make. Like, you know, there's been opportunities for me that I've had to put on the back burner, or say like, you know, sorry, I can't take that because it's not enough money. First of all, like I don't want to take less than I used to make. But also because like I have 2 kids, and like the salaries these places are offering is not enough to pay for 2 small children in daycare. Like it's not. So I decided I was going to, this pillow was like stuck underneath me. I decided I was going to sub, and I figured I could sub like at my son's school and, you know, the high school. We live pretty close to the high school and the middle school. Everything's pretty close. Actually, the kids' school is like the one my son is at now is actually the furthest away. But so I'll start doing that. I did it in college, and then when I first graduated college, and I liked it. It's fun. Like, it's fairly simple. I think things are a little bit different now. Like, the only thing that makes me a little concerned is like the whole gun violence situation, but I'm not really that concerned with it because there's police, you know, armed police officers in the schools. So, and I figure if I go to the high school and I feel like I don't, you know, don't feel comfortable, or I just don't like it, then I could just decide I'm not going to do the high school. I've only ever done the little kids. I've only ever done like K through like 5th grade or 4th grade. I really never did. I don't think I did 6th grade. Maybe once or twice. But yeah, so I'm really hopeful that this is going to be a really good opportunity for our family to, you know, get rid of debt. Like I said to my mother-in-law today, like I can't even imagine like having a paycheck that's not going to be devoted just to paying my student loan, because like it went down a lot. Like I'm trying to think, I think it was like $750 a month when I was getting married around then, right? Like, so then I finally paid off, I think once we lived here, so I think I want to say I paid off the federal loans, which was about 18,000 or 16,000. I paid that off at some point in the last like 6 years or something, I think, since we've lived here. So, you know, that's the kind that you might be able to get released with the different various forgiveness programs that they're talking about in the news and stuff. But private loans, like, you can never get rid of them. So I think that this is, you know, going to be a good thing for us. You know, my kids will be able to be with their grandmother. It's going to help my in-laws because my mother-in-law is not working anymore. It's going to allow us to not stress out, and we kind of just feel like, you know, we know that we're not going to stay in this house, so it's like my husband feels like I'm just dumping in money into something for what? Like, what's the point? Like, I could go to my mom's. She has 3 empty bedrooms. We're gonna redo the whole downstairs basement. I want to put like an office in the basement for, like, you know, my work stuff or JBF stuff, or, you know, whatever. If I decide to work from home or something, like, again, like I used to, or even just to like do stuff for my husband's business, like, my battery's dying. But anyway, my contacts are starting to itch my eyes, and I don't know what's going on with my phone. It's like being weird. But that's our quick little update. I sent the kids to my mother-in-law's house today, and my son's like, Layla, we're gonna live with you. So that was cute. So it's just like, I'm kind of stressed out thinking about all the different things that we want to do, because, you know, it's July 28th, and we're gonna want to get my son into the other school because it's not the same school district. So that's gonna be a lot, and it's gonna be a lot packing, but I think we're gonna probably start like bringing stuff over slowly. And, you know, like, I will never move again without a moving company like we used when we moved from Woodbridge to here. So, like, we're definitely gonna have to do that again. You know, there's some things that in the house, like, I know that we're gonna need to update, like we need to paint, just because there's like so many things on the walls and stuff from the kids, and just from, like, you know, moving furniture, you hit things into the wall and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna try to start doing that. I'm gonna try to catch up on laundry while the kids are there, and we'll see what happens. You know, my friends, they put their house on the market. Granted, they live in an area that's a little closer to New Jersey border. They lived in an area. They sold their house, I don't even think it was on the market for a week. Like, they had a showing set up, and they canceled it because they had a buyer. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, if we could do this and allow ourselves some sanity and just the ability to, like, not worry so much, you know. I think that their mortgage is like $100 more than ours is, so if we split that in half, it's like a no-brainer, you know. It's like, I'll be able to work, even if it's like working at ShopRite or whatever. You know, I worked at ShopRite for like 6 years when I was growing up, so, like, that's something I could probably do. Like, I could probably be a manager. I don't know, I'm just kind of like throwing ideas out. But of course, as always, like, sorry, my contacts are super drying out and the light is super bright on my eyes. As always, things in my life always have the worst possible timing. Of course, it's, you know, I have Poshmark stuff I'm trying to list up for sale. I'm unpacking from vacation still, and then we also have the JBF sales, and I'm probably at this point I'm probably gonna do both of them, because now I'm like, oh my god, I need to get rid of so much stuff. Like, we're gonna probably need to do like yard sales and shit. I don't know if I swear already in this one. Whatever. I always make mine for not to show for kids because I swear. Sorry. But it's just like, I don't know if I'm gonna like store all my dishes and things like that, or what I'm gonna do, but we'll see. And on that note, I better get a moving on and start getting stuff done, because let's face it, when these gremlins are home, there's no work that's getting done at all. So thanks so much. That's my little update about our lives. It's gonna be really super hectic for the next, like, I'd say 2 months. But I'm really kind of excited because this takes off a lot of pressure with like having to host holidays, and then like all the BS that comes with it, like, oh, whose house are we going to, this, that, and the other. You know, I could go to my mother-in-law's, or, well, I'll be living at my mother-in-law's, or I could go to my parents' house, or my aunt and uncle have another place that's over in the Poconos, kind of like near where we would be moving. So the only thing is that kind of sucks is like I'm not gonna be able to be as close to my mom, but I think it really only adds like another like 10 minutes to the ride to my mom's. And the other thing is like, I really do like our street. I like our plot of land. We have a really beautiful yard, but at the same time, it's really not diverse here. We knew that coming in here. There's a lot of alternative or extreme opposite viewpoints of my political viewpoints. Just like a lot of like closed-mindedness, and that was something that I was really concerned about, like when we were buying our house. Like, are we gonna be looked at because we're an interracial couple? But I know like where we'll be living, I used to say it's like little New York when I worked in the Poconos. But I'm excited and nervous, and I feel like I haven't felt like this since we bought our house. Because like when you have a baby and stuff, it's like a different excited feeling. Like when you're buying a house, it's like, holy shit, like this is so much money and blah blah blah. But now it's kind of like a super, like almost like a sigh of relief. Like, we're gonna be giving ourselves some breathing room. Like, we're gonna be able to give our children like this amazing time with their grandparents. I was really, really close with my grandmother, and that's why we moved back here before we had kids. Like, we knew that if we're gonna have children, like, we want to be close to our parents, because we want our children to be able to enjoy being around their parents. So that was pretty much the determining factor in where we were gonna buy a house. And it just so happened that we were able to buy a house that had to get completely renovated. They had a pipe burst, and that was because they didn't have oil delivered. So yeah, like that's been a real concern in the back of my mind. Like, oh my God, what if we forget? What if we don't have enough money? We had the oil run out this year because it was so cold. I thought it was because I forgot to pay them. And so did my husband, but then I called them and I'm like, oh my God, we ran out. And they're like, yeah, we're not supposed to come till Thursday. And I think it was like Tuesday or something. So yeah, I'm excited, I'm nervous. I'm like mentally kind of like taking inventory of everything that I need to get rid of. I need to sell, I need to, store. I'm trying to organize clothes as it is with JBF and stuff, so that in itself is a lot. And then now I'm gonna have to do the whole transfer of schools. So yeah, it's a lot. So if I don't post a video for like a month, then that's probably why. Although I do want to put up a video on our vacation. We really loved it. We had so much fun. Like, and I'm just so happy that I found this place. Like, every rental that I had seen previously to finding this one, it's just so expensive. Like, we were laying on the beach watching the kids play, and my husband, I think, was in the water, and the girls that were sitting up like above me on the beach, like telling their dad, like, oh yeah, you should rent it for $6,000 or $5,000 a week. And I'm just like, oh my god, like, who has that kind of money? And like, they were saying, oh, there's like 15 beds, like you can sleep this many people. Yeah, I get that. Like, so you could have multiple families go, but still, like, that's a lot. But the place that we found is, really cute. It's like the perfect little getaway. It's really, really, I loved it. My husband loved it. The kids loved it. The area that we were down in LBI, it was like only a couple blocks. It was like maybe 4 blocks from where we were to the end of the beach, and we were like on the last block to the bay. So we're like basically two blocks, and then there's another 2 blocks, and the middle road, I don't know, LBI Boulevard or whatever it was, runs down the middle. So we, it was walkable. There's a lot of places that accommodated food allergies. We went to 2 different ice cream places that were really, really accommodating and really well known for like having separate freezers and areas to help kids that have food allergies or people with food allergies. So that was a really good plus. That's something that, as a parent with a child with food allergies, you really get worried about. And the anxiety from going to new places and trying new food at a new restaurant is always, heightened, because you don't want something to happen to your kid. But anyway, so I'm gonna cut this short because I don't know when my phone's gonna die. And, I'm super excited. I hope to see you soon with another update, and make sure you click like and subscribe, and make sure you check out me on social media. Also, if you're interested, my Poshmark handle, I think, is the same as my Instagram handle, at Casio Cabana, with an underscore in the middle. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm sure it would come up if you searched it. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. Love to have you. We would love to continue to share our lives and our kids growing up. Bye.